Hi everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Happy Passover. Hope everyone's well. So if I didn't introduce myself and you are new, my name is Rita. I'm the design director for ImpressArt. We are out of New York, so we are sheltering in place. And me and the rest of the ImpressArt team are working from home, but you could still purchase product, definitely. And also use what you have in your home. So today we're gonna be doing bracelets. I'm gonna show you how to use the 5/8 bracelet, and we're gonna stamp vertically on it as opposed to straight across horizontally. So I'm gonna show you a couple of tricks. We're also gonna use Heartbreaker, which could be a connecting font or non-connecting font, completely personal preference, but I'm going to troubleshoot some of the issues that people are having with connecting those letters today. So hopefully we'll all be pros at connecting this font when we're done with the live. I also have an amazing surprise for you guys today. So we have 3 new Ultra Detail stamps that are not on the website yet. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of them today. They're our Spread Love stamps. We sat around thinking about different things that, we would like to make and what we were really missing, and we came up with 3 really nice designs. One of them is definitely something different. So I'm going to be showing you those 3 in a few. What have you been doing in your community to hold that contact with your neighbors? I've been stamping, and I stamp a lot of samples. So when I stamp my samples, I'm distributing them in the community on my evening walks. So I am probably I'm pretty sure there's like some kind of Facebook post, when people post from their Ring doorbells. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me that I'm sneaking things into people's mailboxes just for them to open it up and make them smile. And I got a really nice email from a family that I put something in their mailbox about a week ago. I did not know who they were, but the mother let me know that they were having a difficult time. And that it really helped them. I left them a little garden marker. So what are you doing in your community, whether it's cards, whether you're paying for somebody's cup of coffee? I know I did that this morning because I have a friend who works at the hospital. So that was what I wanted to do for her today. But I do it through my stamping as well. So I'm stamping bracelets, I'm stamping key rings, just with a couple of inspirational quotes. Okay, so Heartbreaker. This is exactly what we're using today. So it's a signature font. Okay, signature font means that it is rated for stainless. I am going to show you how to connect the letters today. We're going to be working on a 5/8 bracelet, which is thicker. But it also looks very nice instead of stamping vertically on these bracelets to stamp horizontally. Just gonna give you a couple of tips and tricks on how to line up those letters. This is definitely a more intermediate font. You can use it separately. I'm gonna show you our 2 bracelets side by side so you can see how to connect and how to use that font as a non-connecting font. So you might hear me be repeating myself over and over again. So I apologize for that. I just want to make sure that you're all proficient in learning how to use this set by the time the Facebook Live is over. So I am going to take you over to my bench and we're going to get started. Okay, so right here I have my stash of 5-inch bracelets, 5/8 bracelets. And I'm going to peel off the protective coating on these bracelets. Gee, it's Friday when you're tongue-tied, right? 2 days of the week that happens to be Mondays and Fridays. So when I stamp bracelets, I always tell you that I like to turn my steel block into a diamond pattern so I have more room across. But you could really just leave it square in front of you, or you could choose to put it in a diamond. I think a diamond is a better way for you to view this today. I always have on my bench block, I mark down 2 sizes of bracelets that I do. So ImpressArt bracelets come in actually 3 sizes. They come in 5.5, they come in 6, and they come in 7. So if you look on my block, I have little black lines there because I never, ever could find my ruler, but I think I have my ruler here today, so I'll show you. But it's always good to have guides on your bench block if you have something something sturdy, a desk, or I have a jeweler's bench with a big butcher block on top that I use. So I always like to mark my butcher block so I don't always have to find my ruler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my 3-inch mark. I'm just going to leave a little dot on there, okay? So I now know where my center is. Okay, so what I want to do is that's my center line. So I'm going to do, you are my sunshine. So I'm going to make sure that my you and my are basically on each side of my black center line. Okay, so I'm going to start. Now, with this font, you definitely want to have a scrap piece next to you if you are just learning how to connect them. I find that having a scrap piece on the side works very well. You know, because sometimes we're hesitant. Even with that sticker, having a scrap piece of metal on the side really, really works. I'm going to grab another block here because I told you I was going to do a simple version and a connecting version. So I'm going to be moving blocks back and forth. So just put another bracelet here. Now with the Heartbreaker font, okay, so I have 2. I'm going to start with simple version first, okay? Let's open up my uppercase and my lowercase. So when you're metal stamping, 2 things that you need to know. You need to have a hammer with a brass head, and definitely have a steel block. Please don't stamp on your glass kitchen table, don't stamp on your wood butcher block, don't stamp on your granite or your marble. You must have a steel block underneath your blank, okay? And the reason why we suggest using the brass head hammer is that when steel, a regular household hammer, when you're hitting steel on steel, what happens? It will spark, it will compromise the steel, and it'll bounce. The brass head hammer absorbs the shock of you hitting your steel into your metal, okay? So with this, I'm going to start with my uppercase, okay? Now, I'm first going to do it with the letters spread apart, and then I'm going to show you how to connect. So we're going to really jump back and forth to each bracelet. When you're stamping with our product, you always want to make sure that ImpressArt is facing you. That's how you know you're stamping in the right direction, okay? And I want to favor the left side of my bracelet. Okay, so it leaves a little bit of room for me to put some kind of designs, all right? I'm going to use some flowers today. So here I'm going to start, let's write down on the sticker. So again, I'm working with the 3mm uppercase and lowercase Heartbreaker, okay? This is my first word. Okay, I'm going to take it down, lightly drag that Y. I'm utilizing the spaces in between the hash marks. Does everybody see that? Okay, so place your stamp flat. Always make sure to really anchor your hand. Part of metal stamping and doing it correctly and getting a nice and crisp impression is just how you anchor your hand, okay? The better you anchor your hand, the nicer your impression's going to be. I see a lot of people wanting to hold it at the tip of the stamp. Always hold it at the bottom. Make sure your pinky is leaning up against that block and you're really anchored. And you're going to want to press down also, okay, once you have it lined up. So you're going to place it flat, lightly drag it. You're going to feel it hit that ledge of the sticker. Once you feel it hit that ledge, you're going to take your hammer. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And give it a nice tap. Now, with this font, it's the signature line, so it is crisp and it's sharp. So we're working on aluminum. You don't have to hit it as hard. It's going to leave nice, clean impressions, okay? Now we're going to move to my lowercase. And I'm going to show you with this one how you can use your stamps without connecting them. So if you're a beginner, this is a good little demo for you. You're just going to utilize the spaces in between your black and orange hash marks. Place it down, lightly drag it. You don't want to have that much of a tight grip on it as you're pulling it down because you don't want to scratch your metal. But if you do, I could show you how to troubleshoot that in a little bit. Okay, so this is what Heartbreaker looks like not connected. It's a pretty script font. It's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, now I'm going to switch to connecting. Okay, so let's bring my bracelet here. Let me just mark that bracelet. So I find my center. Okay, so now when I'm connecting my letters, because they are to be kind of overlapped on top of one another, I'm going to write on my sticker, but it's going to be off just slightly, okay? So I'm going to go with my Y, my O, and my U. See how closely I put them together? So I'm not going to really go with any of the hash marks. I'm just going to write it out regularly, okay? And then I'm going to show you, okay, how to connect them. So let me put my U back because I have a horrible tendency of not putting letters back in the right places. Okay, so again, you're going to take your stamp. You're going to make sure that the ImpressArt's facing you. And you're going to take it and lightly drag it down. You're always going to start your uppercase in between the hash marks with this. So remember, uppercase, the first uppercase letter you always want in between the black and the orange line. Okay, so there's my Y. Now, my U and my O, they're small. Now, you know it's a 3mm font, okay? But the 3mm accurately is the D, the lowercase d, the G, the J, the P, the Q, anything with an upstairs and a downstairs, you know, or descending, ascending letters. All right. So the O's and the U's are going to be a little bit smaller. Okay, and proportionate with the descending and ascending letters. So here is my O. So if you could see, do you see how I'm going to take it this way, how I'm overlapping half of that larger initial, okay? And you could only see very little of it. That's how you know you're stamping right next to the other. Okay, I'm going to show you again with the U. You're going to bring it down, okay, and lightly cover that O. Do you see that? And that's how you're going to connect them. Let's see if it cannot be. So there we go. Just like that. So now you see how this font is really pretty. This is with space in between each letter, and this is with them connected. So you could definitely, this is definitely an amazing font. It's got, the uppercase has got the cutest design stamps in them. So I'll show you that design stamp. And that, it's definitely cute. So I'm going to pull that sticker off. I'm going to go back to my beginner. Okay, I'm just going to pull that off. Now, with the bracelet guides, you can use them. I'm going to try to get as much use out of this one for one bracelet as possible. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to move that down. Okay, so we're going to go with I'm going to start with the lowercase m. Again, you want to line that up. So I'm going to put my M here. What I love about these stickers is that you could take them off and move them around. Okay, so if I really wanted to really utilize this one sticker on a bracelet, I could move it around. So let's go back. This is the U. Okay, here's my M. All right, so I'm going to place my M down, lightly drag that, okay? And remember, if you're just tuning in, I'm working with the Heartbreaker font, the signature font. This font is rated for stainless, so it's super sharp, and these are actually aluminum bracelets, so you don't want to overhit them, okay? There's my M. Actually, did I use an M? I didn't use an M. Okay. Now, with descenders, see that right there? See my Y? You're going to make sure that the bottom of your stamp, this part right here, okay, is going to hit that blue line. That's how your descender is not going to dance on top of that sticker. I want you to place it on the sticker. So just like I did this one, I'm going to make sure that the bottom circle meets up to that blue line that runs across. Okay, now I'm not going to drag it. I'm just going to place it and then I'm going to hit it. And you can see that you can stamp through these stickers. Okay. So now to connect the my, so I'm going to drag my M lightly to line that up. Okay. Then I'm going to overlap. So again, you're going to make sure that the bottom edge of your stamp is hitting that blue sticker and you're overlapping your M. Okay. And that's how you connect it. Do you see how it goes right through that sticker? Oh, and how about I totally missed a word. Whew. All right, I think I should concentrate and leave Jen to answer questions. So let's go back. We're just going to continue with this one. Okay, with the U. Okay, I'm going to bring my R down, my A down. Okay, lightly give it a tap. I'm going to take my R, lightly cover half of that A. Feel that restriction. Give it a hit. And here's my E. Bring that down. Cover half of that R. Give it a tap. And there is you are. And we have my right there. Okay. And then we're going to move on to sunshine. Okay, I'm just going to start with my uppercase. Here is my S. And we're going to move to the U. And then the N. Okay, and remember you're covering over that U, so you connect it to the N. Now, if you're doing the beginner, you're going to just utilize every space between the orange and the black. For more advanced and you want to connect them, you're basically going to use the sticker to make sure that that you're stamping straight when you feel that restriction, but you're really going to cover over the last letter that you stamped with that stamp. So again, you're going to take it, bring that down. Place it, lightly drag it, make sure it's covering that S. Give it a tap. Same thing with your I. Place that down. Cover the H slightly. And it's not a race. Take your time. If you feel that you haven't lined it up right, definitely pick it up and line it up again. You could also, like I said before in the beginning of the video, you can use a scrap piece that you could keep on your block and then take it off. And then if you're not feeling comfortable, if you're feeling a little unsure, but the uncertainty will stop once you learn how to use your tools. And then my E, let's see, are there guide strips made out of paper? They are sticker guides. So they're made out of thick sticker paper. Let's find the E. Okay, now I'm going to finish it with my E. I'm going to place it down. Again, if you could see how I'm covering my N, and I'm dragging that down lightly. Once I feel that restriction in that guide, I'm going to stamp. Okay, so there you have it. So that was the advanced. I'm going to switch over really quick to a more simpler way of doing it. So in using the sticker guides, let's see. Okay. Take a new sticker. So again, like I said before, for beginners, you can utilize the spaces in between. So I'm going to put my Y, my O, my U. Flat down, lightly drag, give it a tap. Flat, lightly drag that. Let's find my U, the Y. And like I said, you could use one bracelet sticker guide for the whole bracelet. You don't have to have these connecting. They're super cute not having it connected. And with the descenders, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to bring down my M. Flat down, lightly drag that. Here's my M. Now, with your descender, like I said before, you always want to make sure that that bottom edge of that stamp is meeting up to that blue line, okay? There we go. Okay, and I'm going to start with my uppercase S, just like I did with the connecting. And last but not least, my E. Okay. I'm going to pull my sticker off, and you're going to see that you are my sunshine. And now you could use those really pretty design stamps in the set that I was telling you about before. We have a pretty love. We have heart with wings. So you could always take that. And now, before I mentioned, sometimes when you have a design stamp that's small or anything, even a 3mm, that has a lot of detail on it, you can tilt it and tap it. So with this one, I am going to just give it a couple of hits, not very aggressively. So I'm just going to hit it once, tap it once, and then just rock it back and forth. You're going to see it's got heart and wings, which I love. And then I also like to take my my stamps from the sets. The lowercase has an asterisk that looks like a little star, which is perfect. And I'll just kind of give it a little bit of design to it. Okay, then you're going to take your enamel marker. You're going to run that right over your impressions. You're going to let it sit, and you're going to take a paper towel. Okay, no, there's nothing on this paper towel. There's no alcohol. It's not wet. It's just a dry paper towel. You're going to dab that and then lightly wipe. If your enamel is not staying in your impressions, it's one of two things. It could be that your impressions aren't deep enough, okay? Or it could be that you're wiping it out too soon. So what I like to say is make it dirty, give it a couple of dabs, and then lightly wipe it. Now, for the surprise. Is everybody ready for a surprise? Actually, you know what? I'll bend the bracelet first. I'm so excited about this, so I'll bend the bracelet first. So when you're using our bracelet bar, always make sure that whatever design you want on the outside of your bracelet, once you've put it into the channel, is facing up. Okay? You're going to firmly place your thumb on that. Okay, I'm trying to move this back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you're going to put your thumb firmly against it, take the palm of your hand, and bring that over. Okay, see how I'm bending it? See how it's curved and it's straight? Then you're going to come around the other side, thumb, palm of your hand, and bring that right over. Okay? This is going to leave more of a traditional flat top cuff. I like to come back through. Okay? And give it a little pinch. See how that brings that bracelet together? And then I like to follow around it. And you're just going to form that bracelet. Okay? Now, we should take a poll because some people like stamping and leaving the sticker on and they peel it off at the end. I personally like to do it in the beginning. If I'm stamping something on both sides, it's really personal preference. There's very limited marring using our products, so that's always good. So I always like to take the ends and just bring it out a little bit. Now, I overbent it a little bit, and I wanted to show you, if you're bending a bracelet and you're overbending, how you could fix it. So you're going to come back in. I like to call this a magic eraser. You're going to bring it right back through that bracelet, and here is where my bump is. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. Do you see how I did that? Pull it out so it straightens out that bump, and then you're just going to come right back through and squeeze that. Okay? And that takes that bump right out. So I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm going to show it again, but I'm going to show it on a 1/4 inch. Okay? So you could see it more clearly. So sometimes we have a habit. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. We have a habit of overbending. So let's say, worst case scenario, we're not paying attention and we're really overbending. Okay? And listen, you don't have to admit it now, but we've all been there. We've all done it. So we have a bracelet that looks like this. And I know we've overbent because I've overbent. So you have a bracelet that looks like this. We're going to fix this. Okay? You're going to come back in with your plier. You're going to give it a tap, just a little squeeze, okay? Now you still have that big hump in that bracelet. You're going to come alongside of it, okay? And you're going to bend it out. So your plier is just holding it, okay? What's doing the work is your fingers. Your fingers are just pulling it apart. And do you see how that comes out? So now you have a bracelet that looks like that. Then you're going to come back in and you're just going to form it. Okay? With your plier. And then I like more of an oval, so I'm just pulling it out. Just like that. Okay? So same things with the 5/8. So that's basically what we did. So we learned how to use the sticker guides. We learned how to line up the heartbreaker, separating them and bringing them closer together. Okay? We troubleshot how to fix an overbend, which is always great. It's a great tip to know because, I do this all the time. And like I say, learn your tools, learn your tools. I make mistakes. We all do. So learning how to correct them is definitely a plus. And I'm glad that I could do it with you guys. So when you're having that problem next time, it'll be easy for you to correct it. A must-have is definitely this bending plier, bracelet bending plier, okay? This I like to call my magic eraser because it helps with all sorts of things. Also, I wear a lot of bangles. I make a lot of bangles, and sometimes they get they kind of don't look round anymore. I could find a word. Oval's not the word to describe what my bangles look like. So I always take them and I always make them round again using this. So this is a great tool to have. Now, for your surprise, we have 3 what we like to call spread love stamps. These are ultra detail stamps. Do you guys see that? How amazing is that? Okay. There's a little bit of a learning curve to these ultra detail stamps. You're going to make sure that the ImpressArt's facing you. And if you're a beginner, you might want to tape that down. So I'm going to tape my block down to show you guys how these work. And you're definitely using tilt and tap with these, okay? So what I'm working on is alchemy right now, just a piece of alchemy that I had on the side of my block. I'm going to make sure that the impression is facing me, okay? I'm going to really anchor my hand on that block. I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to hit it once, okay? And I'm putting pressure. Do you see how I'm putting pressure down on that stamp? Then I'm going to bring it back, bring it front, bring it to the side, and back. And there's that impression. We'll do it one more time. Okay? Front, back, side. Okay? Take your enamel marker. Fill that in. Now, you're not going to find these on the website today. They probably won't be listed until Tuesday of next week, but I will pop on and let you guys know when they are. So how beautiful is that stamp? That's my first surprise. Okay. My second one is the stethoscope, okay, with that heart. Now these really, like I said, there are spread love stamps. We know that there is a lot going on right now, and these stamps are just perfect to make someone maybe that you know that's working in the medical field something really nice, just to show them that you care. The enamel pens are enamel. They're water-based enamel, and they are thicker than your Sharpie. Your Sharpie marker, I don't suggest using Sharpie marker because anything with alcohol or an essential oil will pull that black right out of the impression. The enamel doesn't do that. I actually enamel my pieces and then throw them in my tumbler, and they still come out with the enamel inside of it. So before I talk and I can't wipe it off, lightly dab and then lightly wipe. How beautiful are these? Okay, and then I have a third one. Third one is my favorite. Look at this rainbow. How beautiful is that? Okay, same thing, tilt and tap. Put that down. You're going to put pressure on the stamp. You're going to give it a nice hit. Then you're going to bring it back, forward, side, just like that. Okay, I'm going to color that in so you could see this. I absolutely love this little rainbow. You know, we could have done a regular rainbow with the clouds on the bottom, but I worked on this with one of our graphic artists, Jeanette, who is, I am honored to work with her. She is super talented. Look at that. Is that not amazing? So now remember, with these ultra detail stamps, they do take a little finesse. They are only rated right now for soft metals. You could use them in alchemy, pewter, aluminum, brass, fine silver, and gold. Sterling as well. You could use them in precious metal clay. If I have any people who are using them in precious metal clay, they work well. And if you're doing pottery and you're throwing pots and stuff, they work great in pottery like that. Same thing with polymer clay. These work really good in polymer clay as well. Yes, they work great in copper. So Dale, with copper, you're going to have to use that tilt and tap that I taught you guys, okay? The copper and the brass are a harder metal, so I definitely want you to tape your blank down that you're using, and I want you to really give it a couple of nice hits. Remember, tilting it, tapping it, hitting it, okay? So I will show you on a piece of brass. Let me grab a piece. I know you love the copper and brass. Me too. I'm going to do a piece of copper for you, okay? Yes, Julia, the enamel pens come in different colors. They come in a chocolate brown, a patina green, which is very bluish, a bluish green. It also comes in a metal flake silver and a metal flake gold, okay? So again, with the brass, I'm going to tape it down. Okay, and I'm going to use my hand gestures. So you're going to take that, hold it down, really press down in that metal, okay? Anchor your hand on that block. You're going to hit it once. You're going to bring it back, forward, side, side, and then back to the center. And it comes out just as good. Okay, I'll enamel that for you guys. The metal flake silver looks amazing on brass. I don't have one here with me now. Let's see if I have that sticker. Yeah, the metal flake looks great. The metal flake silver looks great in brass and copper. And there we go. There you have it. So these were my surprise for today. They'll be probably in the shop by Tuesday or Wednesday. We have another surprise for you guys on Monday. So make sure you tune in on Monday. And these are the ultra detail stamps. Okay. Here we go. And they are 12 millimeters each. And I think the rainbow is my favorite. I love all three of them, but definitely the rainbow. I think I like the rainbow because it's not solid. It's got a lot of detail in that rainbow. I don't know if you guys could actually see it, but you know, it's got polka dots, it's got swirls. It's actually a really nice stamp. Definitely go to ImpressArt.com and sign up for that newsletter. That new newsletter is super important to get on that list because you're gonna get alerts for, we're not gonna bombard you with a ton of email. We're gonna let you know when we're on for Facebooks, if we're in your area teaching classes, Jen and myself. We're gonna let you know about new products. We're gonna let you know, we're gonna give you inspiration emails. So I make a lot of samples, and with that, I want to show you how to make those. So there are going to be a lot of alerts that we have new inspiration added into the inspiration gallery. If you go on ImpressArt and go to inspiration gallery, you will see that there are a bunch of tutorials and videos for you to watch to educate you. We've been talking a lot about community and what we're doing, and because we're, social distancing and sheltering in place, what are you doing in your community to show someone that you're still there? Or if you know that someone's having a hard time, what are you doing just to make them smile? How do you clean your block, Luann? I like to use clear vinegar. I use vinegar to clean my block. You could also use Windex to clean your block. Do not use anything with bleach in it. Do not leave it wet. So once you wipe your block down, you're going to dry your block down as well. So remember, if you are stamping and you are creating something, tag us in it. Hashtag us at Stamp It Forward. We want to see what you're making. We're not judging. We want to see everything you guys stamp. I love waking up and looking at our hashtags to see what everyone has been creating. So remember, it's going to be hashtag Stamp It Forward or hashtag ImpressArt. And you can, if you have a question about a tool that you want to see demonstrated or a font set that you want to see demonstrated, definitely leave us a direct message on Instagram or a private message on Facebook, and we will try to make that happen for you. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you all of us at ImpressArt wish you a very healthy and happy weekend. Passover, Easter, go out, take a walk around, spend some time with your family. Stamp is a family. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it's not. I get my husband involved, I get my daughter involved. So it just, being creative really makes special family time. So let us see what you're doing. And remember to stamp it forward. Spread love, hope, and positivity. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.